Saint Francis Xavier Cabrini, Mother Cabrini, Memorial Day, November 13th. Saint Francis Xavier Cabrini, lovingly known as Mother Cabrini, was born on July 15, 1850, in Sant'Angelo Lodigiano, in the Lombardy region of Italy. She was the youngest of 13 children born to Agostino Cabrini and Stella Oldini, a devout Catholic farming family. Though most of her siblings died young, Frances grew up surrounded by faith, hard work, and compassion for the poor. As a child, she was small, delicate, and frail in health, yet she possessed an extraordinary inner strength and an adventurous spirit. She often played by making paper boats and filling them with flowers, pretending to send missionaries across the seas, a prophetic sign of her future vocation. Her call and religious vocation. From her youth, Frances felt a strong call to religious life and to missionary work. She admired the life of Saint Francis Xavier, the great missionary to Asia, and took his name as her own when she entered religious life. Although she initially applied to join the Daughters of the Sacred Heart, her fragile health caused her to be denied entry. Yet she did not allow this disappointment to defeat her. Instead, she began teaching in a girls' school and later became the headmistress of an orphanage in Codogno, Italy, where her leadership and spiritual depth began to shine. Founding of the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus in 1880, guided by her confessor and inspired by the Sacred Heart of Jesus, Frances founded the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus with a group of dedicated young women. Their mission was to be bearers of the love of Christ to the world. She and her sisters devoted themselves to the education of children, care for orphans, and service to the sick and poor. Mother Cabrini longed to go as a missionary to China, but when she met Pope Leo XIII in 1889, he told her not to the east, but to the west. He urged her to go to the United States, where thousands of Italian immigrants were struggling to adjust to their new life. Obedient to the Pope's direction, she set sail for New York City with 6 sisters that same year, even though she did not speak English and had no financial support waiting for her. Her apostolate and accomplishments. Upon arriving in New York, Mother Cabrini faced great challenges: language barriers, poverty, mistrust from local clergy, and the overwhelming needs of the immigrant poor. Many Italians were living in dire conditions, exploited and neglected. With faith as her compass, she overcame every obstacle through prayer, perseverance, and love. Over the next 28 years, Mother Cabrini founded 67 institutions across the United States, South America, and Europe, including schools, hospitals, orphanages, and homes for the poor. Some of her most notable foundations were in New York, Chicago, New Orleans, Denver, Seattle, Los Angeles, and even Buenos Aires and Madrid. Her institutions became centers of faith, education, and compassion, serving immigrants and the marginalized with dignity and hope. She became a naturalized American citizen in 1909, making her not only a spiritual mother but also a symbol of the American immigrant experience. Her strong faith and leadership inspired countless women to join her congregation and continue her mission of love and mercy. Her death and canonization. Mother Cabrini's life of tireless service ended peacefully in Chicago on December 22, 1917, at the Columbus Hospital, one of the very hospitals she had founded. She died while preparing Christmas gifts for children, a beautiful symbol of her lifelong love for the poor and the young. Her body rests at the St. Francis Cabrini Shrine in New York City, a place of pilgrimage and devotion. She was beatified in 1938 and canonized by Pope Pius XII on July 7, 1946, becoming the first U.S. citizen to be canonized. Pope Pius XII declared her patroness of immigrants and migrants in 1950 in recognition of her lifelong dedication to those who left their homelands seeking a better life. Lessons from her life. 1. Faith over fear. Mother Cabrini teaches us that no obstacle is too great when one trusts completely in God's providence. 2. Love in action. Her life shows that faith is made visible through works of charity and compassion. 3. perseverance in adversity. Despite her frail health and countless rejections, she remained steadfast and joyfully served the Lord. For a heart for the stranger, she reminds us to welcome the immigrant, the orphan, and the poor as we would welcome Christ himself. 5. Missionary spirit. Her courage to cross oceans and cultures teaches that God's love knows no boundaries. A question for meditation: do I have the courage and faith, like St. Francis Xavier Cabrini, to trust God's call even when the path seems difficult, and to bring his love to those who feel forgotten or far from home?